I was originally going to be talking about something else today, but I just felt compelled and my heart just kept pulling towards too strong to ignore. I felt almost like being ignorant, trying to ignore such strong forces that we're dealing with right now. And it didn't feel right. So instead, I'm here to motivate you and to inspire you to be someone to speak up, to be someone to spread awareness, to be someone to speak up for those that can't, and just to use our privilege for others. As someone who has always been very outspoken and it's very tenacious, someone who is just not willing to fall in the cracks and be silenced, this kind of action that we need to take with our current situation that we're dealing with in this world is critical. But now is not the time to be silent. Now is not the time to kind of just let things pan out the way that they may be. Influence is key. And even if you're just one person, you're influencing the next person that you may be talking to. And so I want this video to be based on just having the courage to speak up and speak out. And even if you're afraid to be the person that takes that leap amongst your household or amongst your friends, you are being the more courageous one. Whatever you choose to do in this certain situation, I'm just urging you to not stay silent, or make sure you're giving what you can, whether it's acknowledgement, whether it's spreading the awareness, whether it's educating yourself, whether it's donating. If you decide to be neutral because you want to keep the peace or you want to keep your environment positive, then you've chosen the side of the oppressor. If you don't feel compelled enough to speak out, if you don't feel like it is wrong, then you're lacking some sense. You can't possibly think to yourself that these things that are going on are okay, because they're not. I want to do more. I want to be heard. And the only way that I can be heard is I voice my opinion and I speak up and I say whatever it is the hell that I want. And that's going to be for the side that is right, for what's right. I will voice that opinion. I will voice it loud because I want others to know it and I want others to see it. And I want others to be inspired and motivated to do the same. Nothing will change if we don't change. And the start of that begins with us speaking up, speaking out, and trying to make the difference. If you want to be a strong person, if you want to be a person that makes a difference and you want to be heard, you have to speak even if your voice shakes. You have to speak up for what you believe in and make it certain. And make sure that you're raising that awareness everywhere and with everyone around you. Not everybody is going to be as outspoken as me. Not everyone is going to have that kind of just stamina within them to be able to say whatever they want without fearing the thoughts of others or without fearing the anxiety or without just being scared. I totally get that. Right now, more than ever, is a certain time in your life where you can learn and you can develop that skill to be confident enough within yourself to do so. If we are to remain silent, we are guilty of complicity. And you have to ask yourself, when is enough enough? And I think that enough has been made a very, very long time ago. How will we take our efforts further to help make this situation better? It starts with us speaking up and being prevalent and us just being very firm amongst our circles, amongst our social media channels, amongst everyone, and just be in support of what is right and the obvious. And it's crazy to me that you see the obvious and you see the common sense and you feel like, well, why doesn't everybody think that? And it's crazy that not everyone believes that. It's crazy that there are people out there who don't think the obvious, who don't have the common sense within them to agree. And that's the sad world we live in. So how do we tackle that head on? Is you take a stand. We get in life what we have the courage to ask for. And so how is life ever going to possibly know what we want if we continue to be silent? So I don't want this silence to cripple you. I don't want this silence to keep you in a box. I want you to spread your wings. I want you to feel confident enough to stand up for what is right and to speak up even in a room that's quiet. Unearth what is buried within you and free yourself that way. Every day, we have the power to choose our better history. By opening our hearts, most importantly, and our minds, being empathetic, and speaking up for what you know is right. Just putting ourselves in that position can't even amount to the feeling of actually going through it. But if you just kind of kindly just try at least for a second, to try and put yourself in that position, that alone should spark that fire within you to stand up for those people. Speak up, stand up, and keep correcting. Keep correcting the false perception. Change and stay true to your heart's view. Staying quiet to keep the peace can not only be a good thing, yes, but if that peace has already been disturbed, staying quiet won't make anything better. If we don't stand and we don't speak up, the world won't know that we exist. You don't exist unless you make it obvious. Happy Monday.